Ooh. Hey, Hannah. That's the way to start the live. Welcome, y'all. Welcome into my live. Today's gonna be real chill. Let me set my timer real quick. It's gonna be real chill. We're gonna be talking about my brand today and connecting on this nice Sunday. I hope everybody's doing good. I gotta take my lactate because I am lactose intolerant. So this is my protein snack I'm be eating. It's protein yogurt and some cookie granola. I got protein too. Anyways, I want to tap in. Today's my day. Sundays, y'all know last week, well actually this week, I just was on live Thursday, but what happened was I missed my original day, Wednesday. So I was like, well, if I miss my day, I probably should get on an extra day or like a different day. So that way, yeah, I missed my day, but I still got on live for a week. I didn't only get on once. Snack is good. I'm hungry. There's about the vision behind my brand. Just a lot checking it out, I would love to know where you guys are tuning in from. I'm personally in Georgia. And have you ever thought about like starting your own brand or your own business? I would love to know that. I don't think I have anybody in here, but I'll just get into the story. So I was a regular kid. I was like 13, well not like 13, I was 13. And I was into sports, specifically basketball. Hi, welcome to Live. And for those of you coming in, I'm talking about my brand and why I created it. Welcome in, everybody. So what happened was, I was playing basketball in school. I was on a team and everything. And I started having this real weird pain in my calf. Didn't know what it was. And then at nighttime, specifically at night, I think it was because, my name is Zaya. Welcome in, Zaya. I think it's specifically at night because, I'm not really for sure, but my feet would itch with the pain that was in my calf. So I was thinking that the feet was itching from athlete's foot since I was playing basketball, right? I was playing on like a team. I think we played 3 or 4 days a week against other teams. Eventually, it went on for like a month or two maybe of the pain in the calf. It was like my calf too was like swollen and red. So my mom we waited because we thought it was athletes. So I'm not for sure why we didn't think about like the calf being swollen with the feet being itchy, but I'm not really for sure. Anyways, it got to a point where it was going on. I think it was like a month or two maybe of it going on. And then I ended up fainting in the kitchen. When I fainted in the kitchen, that's when, and also too, I wasn't eating either. I just didn't want to eat. I didn't have an appetite. Just drinking water. So I was dropping a lot of weight too. Anyways, I fainted in the kitchen. I got rushed to the hospital by my grandmother. And the doctor said at age 13, you got lupus. You got lupus, you got rheumatoid arthritis. For those of you who don't know what lupus is, it's an autoimmune disease that affects all the organs. It could be the skin, the hair, the heart. I have the one, because there's different forms of lupus. I have SLE, and that can you know, have like you are more risk at heart attacks, you're more risk at hypertension, all type of stuff, you know. And um, basically, my immune system fights itself. So at 13, I'm being diagnosed with two big things, and especially the arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis. I was thinking, who the hell gets diagnosed with something like that young? But little did I know, for one thing, black women are more likely to get it. They're more likely to be diagnosed with it. And I just happened to be, I guess, that one that ended up getting it just at a super young age. You know, I had the doctors come in, in and out of the room, testing, probing, giving me shots, taking blood work. I had like a whole team of people treating me like a guinea pig. And the first thing I said to my mom, because she was I think I was distraught, but I don't think I think I understood, but I don't think I fully understood until later of what all that consisted of. But anyways, the first thing I said to her was, I have lupus. Lupus doesn't have me. I guess that was my way of like trying to cope with it, or trying to actually be strong for her too. But trying not to let that be something I was like okay with, or like, I don't know. I don't know. You can't be okay with something that you diagnosed with. But basically just like trying to be like, you know, I got it, but whatever. You know, it's not something that's I'm gonna have as like a main factor or something like I'm gonna focus on, basically. Like, basically my life is still gonna be normal. That wasn't the case. I ended up being something that definitely changed a lot of things about me. And made me have to do things differently. You know? Welcome to life. It made me have to do things differently. And come to the realization that I do have lupus. And it's not curable, but it's manageable. You know? I wanted to turn something that had like really affected me negatively with something that was powerful, you know? So I could feel strong or have like a sense of control in a way, you know? So that is why I created Wolves and Butterflies, was because number one, I got diagnosed at a super young age, and so as I got older, the things I thought I wanted to do, I didn't end up wanting to do. And then on top of that, I didn't want to be lost anymore. I thought I wanted to do like sports. I wanted to do swimming. There's so many different things like I wanted to do that I had to change. That was depressing for me at first, and still is sometimes. Because I feel like when you have a condition or get diagnosed with a chronic condition at such a young age, it changes a lot for you. So that's why I made my brand. I wanted to turn my diagnosis into something that was strong. Something that had purpose, and something that could be a voice for others, you know? So a lot of people I've came across who also has, like, you know, a chronic condition that was diagnosed young, whatever. And we connected on a lot of things. Like, either they had it, their mom could have had it, their cousin, anything, you know? And some of the people who have supported my brand, Wolves and Butterflies, they didn't even have lupus or whatever. They just wanted to, you know, spread the word, you know? Because a lot of people don't know what it is. And I know that a lot of people, when they first hear about something medical, it scares them. They run away. But my brand is not for pity. My brand is to be a voice for people who do have lupus and have what they're going through on a shirt without even having words, without even having to say anything. Like, there's logo I made. It's called Afterlife Duality. This is the hoodie and this is the t-shirt version. I made this like when I was in a slump. I was, not doing good as far as like depression and stuff. And well, it wasn't that I wasn't doing good, but I was just going through something. So I took what I was going through and made it into something positive. And I absolutely freaking love this logo I made because all my logos I made for like emotional stuff. Well, I won't say it like that. All my logos I've made based off of what I wanted people to know without me having to say. But this logo was just on another level, I feel like. Maybe because I've been making logos for like a long time or whatever. But it really just spoke to me, this one. And this logo was one too I made while I was in therapy. I actually need to go back. I'm due to see my therapist, but that's when I made it, was when I was going to therapy and my therapist recommended painting. Oh yeah, painting. But it was a different type of painting. She introduced me to like emotional painting. So basically, you take paint, whatever color you want to take, based off how you feel. And you go and say you mad. I don't know, you put black paint, red paint, blue paint. You put like all these different paints and stuff. And you paint whatever you want. Hey, welcome in, Paris. Good to have you back in my life. And you paint whatever you want on the canvas. That's how I started my logo. You go, my therapist said, try emotional painting. You go, you could take a black paint color. You could just, whatever paint at that time is how you're feeling. And Paris, I hope you're having a good day. How's your day? Right now I'm talking about my logo, Afterlife Duality. For my hoodie and t-shirt, I'm introducing my brand, Wolves and Butterflies, which I think I talked to you about before. And yeah, I hope you're having a good Sunday. But right now I'm going over how when I made this logo, I was going through like a depressive slump, and my therapist recommended emotional painting. So you take whatever paint color that you feel like on whatever canvas, excuse me, and it doesn't have to be structured. You don't have to write out lines. You don't have to do any of that. Whatever you feel, you just do it with the paint on the canvas. So that's how I made this. I started to paint stuff, and it just made me feel so much better. Because instead of me bottling up like how I do with a lot of emotions, I took it and painted it out. I feel like that was the most like free I've ever felt. Like, as far as like emotional stuff, when painting and stuff, just getting it out, without having to bottle up. Because with me having the lupus too, stress is like a huge thing I'm not really supposed to be dealing with or have as a regular occurrence. So painting, coloring, more creative things, and even exercising too has been like the main thing that's, been helping and stuff. So that's why I made my brand. I felt like I didn't want to have it be where I don't have a purpose, I'm from Georgia. I'm in Georgia right now. Where you at, Paris? But yeah, that's how I made my logo. And this is absolutely my favorite freaking logo out of all my logos I made. And I've had my brand since 2026. And a lot of people have really been messing with it. Like, they really care for it. Connecticut, okay. I've never been there before. That's cool. How long you been in Connecticut? I've been in Georgia for about 5 going on 6 years. Maybe. Hey, welcome into the live. I see new people coming in. Right now, I'm talking about my brand Wolves and Butterflies, which is a lupus awareness brand. A brand that is a voice for people who have, yeah, I've been to Georgia for about 5-6 years. People who, don't have a voice, as far as having a chronic condition, or they do have a voice, but they want to express it through their clothing. So, this hoodie right here is called Afterlife Duality. This shirt is called Afterlife Duality. And my brand is called Wolves and Butterflies. Wildlife. Never been to Georgia. Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. We've never been to either place. Like, I've never been to Connecticut. You've never been to Georgia. That's cool, though. I don't know how close that is. Let me see. Because Georgia is not my hometown. Let me see. Let me see how far it is. Connecticut. Okay. From my hometown, no, it's not the main logo, but this is just like, so basically I have like an OG logo for it, but I still use it and stuff, but I have been trying to venture out to new stuff. So it's like something new I'm trying out for my brand. But I do appreciate that. From where you're from or where you're at, my hometown is about 6 hours away from there. I was gonna say, I know Connecticut. I used to live in Buffalo, New York. I know Connecticut is not too far from those areas. Welcome into the live. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I got other logos too. Bless you. I got other logos too. This is the one that I just did before that one. We got the name on there, Wolves and Butterflies. I don't know if it's in the camera. And then you got the back with the wolfhound at the moon. You got the sleeve. It says warrior because they consider well, let me put this back in the back. They consider lupus warriors or people with lupus as like lupus warriors. I'm sure there's a lot of other stuff that they have, which you drop in the spring. Okay, so I'm thinking about dropping shorts, honestly, because it's a logo I'm working on like right now, and it's coming together really good. Right now, I'm going through like the testing phase of seeing the quality of the shorts and stuff, and then that will be the main factor of when they'll come out. If I don't get out in the spring, it'll be in summer. Yeah. So, I am having a lot of fun making this new logo too, because it was still like when I was having like the slump, it seemed like I don't know, like what is that called? Like is it a diamond in a rut? Or basically, like, you know how like they say, is it diamonds or pressure or something like that? Working under pressure, it's something. Hold on, because sometimes I be thinking about something, and then I'm near what it's supposed to, like saying the whole thing, but then I forgot what this shit is called. Oh, so it is diamond under pressure. I don't know. I could have sworn it was something else, but anyways, it's starting to seem like though when I'm going through my more sad times is when I come out with a lot of good work, basically. Like, I like my other logos too, but I don't know. I think these are just different because of the emotion I had with it. But I appreciate that, Paris. If you would like to check out my website, it's www.wolvesandbutterflies.com. I got t-shirts on there, hoodies, shorts is the next go-to. I got some other stuff too I'm trying to work on. You'll be competing with the La Soul. They have a Levi's Stratus endorsement. Pair of shirts, believe it or not. That's really cool. That's cool. I can't wait to get to that level. I think I just got to keep pushing, keep promoting, keep going live. And then also, it's these fashion event things that they have for like smaller brands. And You can go show off your stuff and stuff, and be able to go and sit in front of a whole bunch of people. Like, everybody goes there, especially in Atlanta. So, I'm going to take you out live when I do it. You're perfect. Let me know what you think. I also got some sales on there. As soon as you go on there, it's 10% off. Then when you go to the rest of the stuff, there's a lot of hoodies that I have marked down. I think I marked down some t-shirts too. Let me go to back to my thing. I be getting so off track. Plus too, what I've enjoyed about like having a brand is hold on. The early struggles. Like learning how to do certain things. Learning how to ship to people. Learning how to get an LLC. You know? It was hard at the time, but the experience was definitely something I appreciated. Not having to go through other people to do it. I like being able to say, like, I have to do it, you know? Because at first, I was going to start with, like, Alibaba, but I seen people, like, well, they're not technically my mentors, but maybe online mentors, because they didn't know I was watching them, but I would watch their YouTube videos and get, like, a lot of pointers and tips on, like, how to do certain things, how to order stuff, how to get a logo made, what company to have the logo printed out for you, how to, what else did I learn? I learned everything I know. Everything I know I learned from YouTube. I was studying it for months, trying to get it down pat, trying to have an understanding, trying to get a jump start on like starting my brand and stuff. So that too made me proud of myself also, because it was showing me like I am self-reliant and able to be independent far as like, you know, getting in and starting, you know. It was definitely a eye-opening experience, one that I'm grateful I was able to experience, and it wasn't as hard as I thought it was. Don't get me wrong, it does have its challenges, but it definitely, I thought it was like damn near impossible to start a brand. I was like, I'll see all these other people doing it, and I don't know where to start. So I changed my mindset. I started going through, doing my research and stuff, and then I was able to finally have my own brand. And I went through different heat presses. I had one. That one I wasn't able to do because it was hurting my hand too bad, because I have like arthritis or whatever. So instead of me keeping this heat press that my mom had first bought me, I bought a new heat press. That heat press, hi, welcome in, King. That heat press that I have now is you push it down, but then it's automatic, so it pops back open. Welcome in, King. This live I'm talking about my brand. This is my hoodie back here. Afterlife Duality. I have the t-shirt on. And I'm talking about my clothing line. If you'd like to check it out, my website is www.wolvesandbutterflies.com. And I was basically just talking about like how I started my brand and stuff, and like the different stuff you got to test out and do when starting a brand. You gotta learn like a lot of things, you know. So you like deep? You know what? For me, I like deep brands. I got my phone because I'm like reading off things I wrote down for the live. But I like deep brands. I like mental health brands or brands that have like an actual meaning behind it. Especially because mine does. My brand means, you know, for lupus warriors, or a voice for people who have lupus, which is an autoimmune disease. So I love brands like that. Like I do like other brands, like, you know, like what I like Dallas Kill, or what's another brand I like? It's not really a lot that catches my eye, but the mental health one I really mess with that. So I would say it's like a mix. but more on the deeper meaning brands, I think. Yeah, so like I said, my newest logo, Afterlife Duality. I really enjoyed making it. The creative process was not that hard. First of all, I sit and come up with my logos like off my head and go through my designer to have her draw it out for me. And this logo, it didn't even take me really hardly no time to make either, because I think when you're making logos like based off how you feel, it's easy for you to just write it out and it just flows, you know? And it was actually something that was giving me a little bit of joy at that time. And I went to my designer. I think I had it created in like a month or something like that. Because it take me a little while. Like when I'm working on my logos, it take me a little while, because sometimes the designer doesn't get it right the first time, or sometimes, not a lot of times though. Like most times, if I think about a logo in my head and it end up getting drawn up the way I need it to, I end up going with it. It's not a lot of times where like I'll come up with a logo, but damn, I don't really like that. So I was waiting on her to be able to, you know, get it the way I needed it, and then sending off to Supercolor to get the heat transfers, because like I said, I got a heat press. And ever since then, it's just, I don't know. This is like really just one of my top logos that I felt like I've made, and was one of my quickest ones. Yeah. So this is the Afterlife, the newest joint. This is the front logo. You got, so first of all, my brand is called Wolves and Butterflies. And this is like the wolf skull. Here, let me turn this music off, or change it rather. Y'all can't hear it because they will ban me, but anyways. They got the wings and stuff. You got the different colors. You got the lightning stripes going through it with the soul coming out of the eye of the wolf's head, or the corpse. This is the front of it. Then you have on the sleeve, these are, hold on, let me flatten it. These are human skull fingers. Now, the reason why the skull fingers is doing like this is because that's my brand's hand sign. Because it's called Wolves and Butterflies, you know. Thank you, I appreciate that. And then on the back, you got simple letters, which is Wolves and Butterflies. And then at the bottom, it says limited edition 2025. I've dropped this December 31st. But I do appreciate that, though. And then the t-shirt is the exact same way. Which sleeve is that on? Like this right there on the sleeve. You got this on the front, and then you got the back lettering. Not the black lettering. The words on the back. But, yeah, the t-shirt is called Afterlife Duality. Hoodie is called Afterlife Duality. I appreciate that. I'm happy that you like it, King. And, like I said, it's on my website at www.wolvesandbutterflies. So, wolvesandbutterflies.com. And this is my top logo for me. I love all my logos, but because I was able to be like a diamond under pressure with this one, and be not really feeling it but still pushing through it and putting how I feel out into a logo, this is my favorite one. I forgot to show that part though. Then on the logo too, I don't know if you can see that, you still can see the outline of the wolf's eye. Like it's just so raw. That's my favorite one, honestly. That's my baby. And I'm working on another logo now. My this guy that comes into my life just was in here. I'm gonna be making shorts soon. I'm currently working on a logo for that. That one about to be fire as hell too. But yeah, so if you would like to check out my hoodie and my tee, they're on my website. They're listed. I also do have some stuff on there that's like on sale too. I got like 10% off. And I also, if you go to the hoodies, still it's marked down too. Excuse me, I think like, I forgot how much is marked off. But it's a lot of sales and stuff on there. So y'all should give that a check because, yeah. So where I see my brand going, I see my brand going to good places, honestly. Because of my brand's meaning and how deep it is and how innovative the designs and stuff is going to be, and the different things I'm going to be trying. I see it going to big places, far as like billboards, having my own boutique, having collaboration, stuff like that. I see it going to like some really dope places. Because my brand is not just about like Y2 logos or any of that. My brand is for people who don't have a voice about their chronic condition, lupus. And so now, instead of them having to say a word, it's all in the logo. It's all on how we feel with the logo. So basically, for me, this logo was like, I don't know, you going through something deep, you going through something dark. They don't always have to be that you have to sit in that. You know what I mean? It could also mean you can make something positive with it. So that was my whole purpose of making this logo, and my other logos too, you know? Let me see, I got some other stuff that I was gonna talk about. So would you wear, so yeah, let me ask y'all that. What do y'all prefer? Do y'all prefer wearing meaningful clothing or just fashion? I would love to know your response on that. And what kind of designs do y'all like too? That's a good one. Because for me, I would prefer deeper logos, honestly. Fashion, okay, I understand that too. Because I like fashion also. I think that, would I do a mix? I do actually do a mix. I think I do more of the deep fashion more, or meaningful fashion. But I don't knock somebody that just does fashion either. What type of stuff do you rock, King? Like for instance, like just a fashion thing that I like, Ed Hardy. You know, Ed Hardy is raw. I like Ed Hardy. I've been liking Ed Hardy though since they was first out. They out now again, I think, for the younger generation, but I like Ed Hardy. Ed Hardy. What else has come back out? I'm even seeing. I mean, that's for just girls though specifically, but Pink is coming back out. What else have I seen? Dutch something. What is it? Von Dutch or something like that. Something like that. There's a lot of stuff that is coming back out though. That is a few just fashion stuff that I like. But I'd love to know like what type of stuff you rock and stuff. And too, like I appreciate you being honest too. Like that's what you prefer is fashion. Now let me ask you this too. Are you open to deeper meaning logos, or not logos, fashion? Like for instance, you thought my hoodie was cool, and it's like a deeper meaning behind it. So maybe it could start being a mix, you know, not just fashion, but other things that you incorporate. Because I really feel like that's like the main thing of dressing different and having like your own identity, is mixing and mingling. Having a bunch of different things. Nothing the same. That's when the real fashion happens. Let me ask this. What colors or styles you like the most? For me, I like black a lot. I like black. I like browns too. Tans, honey browns, chocolate browns, creams, sage. I don't know what it is about sage. I've been rocking with sage. Black, I like black too. Black, I feel like is like simple, and you can't go wrong with black. It's like a classic. Um, what other stuff? You know what? I like a bunch of different colors, honestly. I really do. I like a bunch of different colors because this year, outside of me doing my brand, I've been doing like get ready with me videos where I'm getting dressed in it, where I'm trying different shoes, I'm trying different pants, I'm trying different things, which has been really fun. I love silver too. Silver, I don't know. I feel like I just want to do something different, you know? I feel like a lot of people have like a very, I don't know, like Y2K type of dress style, which is cool too. But I love that individuality, like that differentness. Like, damn, what the fuck has she got on? Like that's different. Stuff like that. But that's cool though. I like black too. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. I'll keep building, showing stuff, doing what I gotta do on my brand. I'll come back on Wednesday at 8 p.m. I'm on Sundays and Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern. I would love for y'all to check out my latest short that I just made and posted today. Yeah, and stay tuned for more content. And make sure y'all check out my hoodie and my tee that's on my website, www.wolvesandbutterflies.com. All right, y'all. Peace out. I hope you have a good Sunday, and I'll see y'all